Shalom, brothers and sisters in Christ. May peace be with you. In today's topic on the business in the image of God, I would like to share with you on the topic of holiness of God. First of all, the Bible passage I would like to share is taken from 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 14 to 16. As obedient children, do not conform to the evil desires you had when you lived in ignorance. Verse 15, but just as he who called you is holy, so be holy in all you do. Verse 16, for it is written, be holy because I am holy. So God is holy. Therefore, He commanded us to be holy in everything that we do. That would mean in business as well. But you may ask the questions, how do we reflect the holiness of God in business? I would like to share with you a few suggestions. First, refusal to engage in morally corrupt industry. So please do not operate in dubious industry. If you are starting a business, if you are a business owner, please don't do that. You can also refuse to provide services to morally corrupt industry. And you and I know that which are morally corrupt industry that is not pleasing to God. And if you are an employee working for companies, please do not look for companies that is in dubious industry. That will not be pleasing to God. Second suggestions. We know that this is a rather very challenging problem that we face. That is to keep transparent, corrupt-free practices. This is the biggest challenge in our country. We thought that we can only strike any business deal when we pay under table money. We give many excuses to justify our actions by saying that if we do not do this, we'll lose business, we do not get the deal, we have many staff to feed, we have many families to take care. Let me share with you my personal story to encourage you, brothers and sisters. When I first started doing business, I had a partner, and that was almost instantly there was a very good deal coming from a client, potential client. And that deal, the amount was almost 1.2 million ringgit. And the deal was very simple, cash up front, pay you 1.2 million, but the purchaser was asking for kickbacks. And he was asking that whether can we pay him like 2% commission from that deal. And through that deal, because it's an import product, we may make about probably 15 to 20% gross margin. So by paying only 10% out of our profit, like 2%, we'll probably have another 90%. When my partner actually approached me and said, why don't we strike the deal? And I told him no, because he is also a Christian and I'm a Christian, and I told him that this will not be pleasing to God. I told him that just say no to that client very politely. And obviously we know that we did not get the deal. And what happened later, few months down the road, and our Malaysian ringgit was very much weakened against the euro or the foreign currencies. If we were to take that deal to supply, and continuously we have to buy the product to supply at a much higher price, and at the end of the deal we may lose about 300 over 1,000 in exchange loss. So some people ridicule me and say that I was really stupid for not taking a deal. But we all know that God's economics and His financials are very different, because He will multiply us in the multiple fold blessings if we honor Him. So obviously we will suffer loss if we do not take the deal, we do not pay the corrupt, lost business. But do you believe that our God is a Jehovah Jireh who can provide for all our needs? When we lose this deal, do you believe that God will provide us in the subsequent deals? So we need to have faith in this. We need to trust that God will know how to help us in our business. God is a creator and He is holy, so He wants us to be holy. And thirdly, we need to keep Sabbath as our 10 commandments. Remember that Sabbath day by keeping it holy in Exodus chapter 20 verse 8. And the verse 9 it says, 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but on the 7th day it is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. So don't work on Sundays unless there is business critical operations. One good example I'd like to share, it is actually the departmental store CK which used to close on Sunday even though they are retail departmental store, which is located at a very busy, very prominent location at Orchard Road, Singapore. The founder, Tang Chun King, had wanted to honor God through his business. So one of the most visible ways that he has done is to close on Sundays. Unfortunately, the business had to open again because of the competitiveness. Fourthly, we need to maintain a moral working environment. Now, relationship in the workplace must be holy as well. And how we interact and how we have relationship with our colleagues. No extramarital relationship in the workplace. No sexual harassment. We all know that it is a serious criminal offense. Immediately report the incidents of sexual harassment to the authorities or to the management. Take immediate action if you are the employer or the manager that on sexual misconduct in the company, so that all employees, everyone will have a good moral working environment. Lastly, I would like to suggest this, which is the client entertainment. And if you are in the sales oriented businesses and you know that entertaining client, it is something that you cannot avoid. So when you need to do that, what should you do? I would like to suggest that you should not opt for nightclubs. You should not opt for call girls. So that we need to be creative. We need to creative to find alternative. We need to learn how to say no. We need to flee from all temptations. Because the Bible in 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 11 says, "But you, men of God, flee from all these and pursue righteousness, godliness, faith, love, endurance, and gentleness." So brothers and sisters in Christ, our God is holy and He has instructed us to do the same as well. God has commanded us to be holy in every part of our lives, including business. So you may think that all the suggestions I have given above are not practical, difficult to follow. But let me encourage you that when we reflect the image of God in business, God will bless us in return, for He is glorified. If we honor God, God will honor us too. This is His promise. May God bless you. Shalom.